All right. So today is Thursday. What day is it? September 16th. And I am here with Candy Williams, founder of Empowered Gifts. Candy and I, just a little background, we've known each other for quite some time, for at least a few years. We collaborate with and as board members with the Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Council. I learned about Candy's foundation at her appointment of the Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Council. And I remember thinking, I have got to be friends with this wonderful woman. And it took some time because COVID really brought us closer together. But this is it's always been an intention to work with Candy, and I'm just really grateful that she's allowed the community of Gazelle Pilates to help her in her foundation. Candy, why don't you say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you started Empowered Gifts.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Candy Williams. Thank you, Sarah, for such a gracious introduction. Boy, I'm going to have to pay you more money. Anyway, thank you for that. I started Empowered Gifts through volunteering with Chrysalis. Chrysalis has several locations, one in the Valley, one downtown Santa Monica, downtown Los Angeles, and they recently opened one in the OC as well. And what they do is they help homeless people and marginalized people with helping them find jobs and helping place them into work. They get case managers, and then their offices are open to the public. They can come in and use their computers, their fax machines, and their telephones so that they can do interviews. Because of course, if you're homeless, you don't have access to these things. So as a volunteer with them, I became one of the mentors in their women's empowerment program, which is done once a year. It's a 13-week program. And we handle things every Wednesday. We give them a wonderful dinner. And usually we start off with about 40 to 60 women. By the time graduation comes about, usually it's about 40 of them that will end up graduating. Anyway, they're taught every week how to manage their funds, how to be healthy living, and they are taught how to interview. And so I became really a part of that with the interviewing side of it. And I decided to give them a gift at the end. And that gift was a purse. And to me, purses signify who we are as women. Women carry purses. Yes, fanny packs are in, men are into fanny packs. Everybody's using fanny packs now, but a purse. Purses are something we've always carried. And in a purse, you will find our personal belongings. If you were to open up a woman's purse, you would find all of her finances, all of her children's pictures, all of her whatever that's personal to her, you find it there. And so for me, when I would see homeless women walking on the streets with plastic bags, those black plastic bags that you put your trash in, when you see a woman walking around with that, that's a loss of dignity. Just looking at it, you could see the loss of dignity is there. You see her walking with her head down. You see her walking like there's no hope. So to me, what my handbags represent is hope. What my handbags represent is a future. What my handbag represents is your promise. It's someplace that you can still keep your private stuff, and then you know that I can put stuff in there that's going to get me to another level. So handbags mean a whole different thing to me than it does most of us. I mean, most of us carry our purses and we have our stuff and we just keep it moving because we're just used to doing that as women. But it's more than just that. It has your life in it. It has your love in it. And what it does is it signifies that you're doing pretty well and that there's hope in your heart. So the handbags mean a lot to me. So when someone offers their handbags to me, that's a big deal. You're offering love to another woman, and you may not even realize you're doing that, but you're offering her, look, friend, I care about how you feel. I care about where you are, and I wish you well. So that's how, for a long story short, that's how this all started.
That's beautiful. That's just such a beautiful thing. So my other question, it's kind of quite evident on what inspires you, but I'd like to just know a little bit more information about like what makes you tick as a person, Candy.
Oh, as a person, the most gratification I get is being able to help someone who really needs it. There's a lot of people who come to me who I feel can do it on their own. I'm a single woman at this point in my life after being married for 25 years. And it's been really interesting having to learn things all over again as a single woman. It's been really interesting having to do things myself and realizing that that I really don't need help from a lot of people. I can handle things on my own. So for me, when I come across a woman that's on the street that asks me for help, I know she really needs it, because 9 out of 10 times she's trying to figure it out on her own anyway. So when she comes to me, it's like, I'm going to give you some guidance and I'm going to give you a pattern. That's where I get gratification, is knowing that I can help another woman who really needs help.
Excellent. Yeah, that's beautiful. So follow up, what are the goals for Empowered Gifts, and who's going to receive the handbags, and what else can we do to help support your organization? I know that's kind of a loaded question, so take it as you want
Yeah.
to.
So what Empowered Gifts does is we give out handbags several times during the year. We start off in March, where we give out handbags for Women's Day. We try to find a shelter somewhere, or a program, and we get involved. One of the programs I've gotten involved with was with a sorority, who they have their scholarship program every year, where they give out scholarships to women who are returning to school, who have been homeless or who have been whatever, who now live in shelters, who have come out of shelters, who are even older. They want to go back to school, so they provide scholarships to them. So what I did was I joined with them, and I said, why don't we give them a brand new purse as well, and with items in it that you would use on a job. So once a year I do that. Once a year I do teacher appreciation, believe it or not. I pick a school that's in the inner city. I choose the whole teaching staff, which is usually about 90 people, includes men and women. The women get handbags, the men get wallets, and we do a whole ceremony where we provide either lunch, or we do breakfast, and we get to school to do an assembly where the teachers don't know they're being treated to a brand new handbag filled with all kinds of goodies. But in addition to that, they get recognized by by Congress, by the state, by the city, and by the school district. So they end up getting 4 certificates plus a handbag, and recognized by the students. So instead of being yelled at by students and parents, they're going through a situation where the kids are cheering for their teacher. That's my teacher up there getting a gift. And it's such a different feeling for teachers who have been there 20 years, 21 years. Teachers to me are true heroes of our community, because they deal with our kids and then they have to go home and deal with their own. And a lot of us don't take all of that into consideration. We'd rather just be upset because the teacher said my kid was acting up today. Well, there's reasons for that. And teachers have to come to you and tell you why. So that's something else we do. We also, Mother's Day, will choose a inner city shelter, and we give out purses to women for Mother's Day, and we recognize them for Mother's Day. And then we really try to be active in October, which is Domestic Violence Month, and we try to go out and speak. We speak to women about hope and about looking up and about how, and I speak to women because even though I was married 25 years and I was married to someone very prominent, I came out of an abusive relationship myself. Something I never spoke about because I was too embarrassed to do it, and something that I still don't particularly like to share. But when I do share my feelings and how I got out of it, how I dealt with it, or how I didn't deal with it, there's always somebody who raises their hand and says, me too. Me too, me too. And so what it does, it helps the next person. So October is a big month for us. And then there's November. We try to recognize Veterans Day, because we also go out and speak normally in Santa Monica. I go there they have a shelter for women who are vets, and we give out purses and we speak to them, and we've partnered with UCLA when we do that. And then in December, I choose another it could be a shelter, it could be an organization, it could be just women on the streets. I give out handbags as a gift. So, because there's a lot of us women, we don't get gifts for Christmas. We give to children, but women don't get. So when somebody comes up to you and says, this is for you, it's like for me. And then I also do once a month, I should also mention this, I connect with the city, the state, and the county, and they do Homeless Connect Day. They do it all over the city. I'm in Long Beach. I'm all over the place. I could be in Santa Monica. I could be here in the Valley. I'm all over the place. And so what I do is I set up a table full with handbags of different kinds. You have handbags that are used, as we call them, gently loved. We have handbags that are brand new, and we have utility things like makeup bags or like luggage, sometimes as I get it, or backpacks. And we have dishes set up like candy with all kinds of feminine hygiene products. So a lot of shelters no longer give these out, and so women have to buy them. So now they get a stipend every month from the city, from the state. They have to use it for transportation. They have to use it for whatever, and they have to use it to buy their feminine hygiene products too. That's unfair. These things should be provided to us because lots of things are provided to men. We won't go there, but nonetheless, so what we try to do is we put it out there and they can take as much as they want. I do partner with a group called Sisters on the Street. They get every year tons of feminine hygiene products and they give me a stack of it every year. So I have them. I used to buy all those things out of my own pocket. It's so amazing after 5 years, 6 years almost of being out here doing this, I'm getting help. People want to help me. And so if people help me, that means I can help more people. So the goal is to continue to help more people. The goal is to continue to work towards helping women find work and maybe getting some sort of a stable place where I can have women actually come in and I can go through the interview. I think the goal is too, because this happens all the time and it just seems like it's a signal coming to me, is that I am going to start collecting clothing and try to start dressing women for interviews. Yes, we're going to staying at home more to do work, but there's still going to be people who are going to have to go to work. So we're looking at that as a board and we're trying to decide on how to deal with this new era that we're living in, the era of no longer going out to work, but working from home. So I'm hoping I'll be able to partner with some computer companies so that I can start giving out used, refurbished laptops to women. So now they can work from home because that's where we're heading. So those are the goals. Those are the kind of things we're looking at. We've had to really revamp kind of how we've operated because of COVID, but I think it's in a good way. I really think it's in a good way because there's still things that Empowered Gifts can do without being mobile. So those are our goals. That's where we are. It's all in the works. It's still in the works.
Yeah. I can think of 5 people I know have all old computers, especially this one. I have I swear it's the 15-pound one where it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so heavy.
Yeah. But some women who I think I'm really heading towards laptops though, and I still have to figure out how to work because if you're on the street and you have a laptop, it's going to get stolen. So that's why I keep thinking that I need to be able to prove to the city that I need a spot somewhere where people can come in and plug their laptop in and work, or someplace where I can pull a laptop out and here you are, you can spend 4 hours a day doing work. So you can make money to try to get your kids back. Remember, a lot of times when women are on the streets, they're by themselves. Or sometimes they have the children, but a lot of times kids are taken from them. The major thing for a woman when she's on her street is getting her kids back. How do I get my kids back? What do I need to do? So they will take any kind of job, so they can prove that they're worthy of getting their child. So the other thing too that I think we want to work on is to be more involved in the housing situation. So right now, for instance, I'll give you a good example. There are 4 women that I'm now trying to get housed. I'm working with the District 4, which is Nithya Raman's area, where we're trying to figure out how we can house these women. Today, when I get off the phone, I have an appointment coming up where we're going to talk about the ones that I have identified. Why did I identify those 4 women? Because I've seen them on the street time and time again. I will make sandwiches in the evening and take it out. And if they want it, they don't always accept food. They don't always accept drinks. And I say to you, please don't get upset when they tell you no, because they have to figure out where the bathroom is. They have to figure out if I need to, excuse my language, pee in the evening, you and I can get up and go to our bathroom. They don't have a place to go and they have to stoop and they have to deal with traffic or somebody walking by seeing that. So these are the things you need to think about, because I take food sometimes and I take stuff and they'll tell me no. And I've learned not to be pushed back by that in any way, because I have to think in terms of what they can handle. The same with purses, the same with backpacks. I give it to them and sometimes they say no. Why? It's an extra thing to carry. It's an extra thing to carry. So I'll tell you, one of the things that I wouldn't mind people giving me is rolling suit bags, small ones. I've been collecting those because it makes it a little easier for them to move their stuff around.
Oh, okay. Some like rolling, like the rolling backpacks or
rolling backpacks or rolling anything that they can easily put in and carry because they're walking in the streets. I'll tell you, I have a woman on the street now that I'm trying to help. is wheelchair ridden. This lady goes in front of the Pavilion grocery store at night after 10, one, so they wouldn't find her loitering. The reason why she goes there is because it's fully lit and there's a
Yes.
guard. And there's a guard. So at night, if something were to happen to her, someone would at least see, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
she rides the bus for 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours in the evening, just to have something to do. And then the bus drops her off in front of the store. This is how this lady lives her life.
Yeah.
She's in a wheelchair. How she gets to the bathroom, how she does personal things that you and I may need to do, I don't know. So I'm hoping that we're going to get help for her soon. I have another lady that's across the street from her. She's got a rolling bag now, and that's where I got the idea. And she walks around on Ventura with her rolling bag, which is easier. But I remember her from years ago when she used to have a backpack, when she used to carry her stuff in bags. But now someone has given her that rolling bag, and I think it's such a smart idea. I will tell you though, that I look at those two women and I say, why don't you guys sit together? Because you can protect each other a little better. But that's just wishful.
Yeah. Is she the one that's always on Noble in Ventura? On that bus stop? Yeah.
I usually go and take her
She
food.
was journaling yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now I've known that lady for about 3 years. About 3 years now. She started off at Metrolink over at the bar. She used to be over there because I remember giving her money and stuff over there. Now she's made her way here because it's a little safer for her probably. And she's also, I've noticed a change even in her body and her everything. There's some sort of confidence that's being built in her, and I'm so glad to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
She's another one that I'm working on.
I always say hello, but it's just one of those things where she might be just lost in her thoughts and whatever. So, but I always just like send her a little heart bubble.
Yes, because there are days when she says hello and days when she doesn't. And we have to understand that it's hard being on the streets.
Absolutely.
Really, really hard, especially
like 99% of people just end up ignoring everyone. So
yeah.
So kind of a wrap-up question for us. What is it that we can do and provide for you? How many bags are we going to try to collect in rolling bags? What are our goals? We talked about it.
Yeah, if we could get 10, if we could get 20, that's 10 people we can help. That's 20 people we can help. So anybody who's willing to give any bag that's in good condition, mind you, that they can actually roll and they don't have to fix it. Any amount would work.
Excellent.
10, we can start off for 10. If we could get 20, that would be wonderful. But again, whatever you give me, it's turned around and given to someone else. You might even see your bag on the street. I've seen that happen where I'm giving you bags and I'm driving along and I see a woman with that bag I gave her. And it just warms my heart, even though the bag came from someone else, it warms my heart. There's one last request I would have though, in whatever people give me. This is something normally when I speak to folks, I tell them, but I'll share this with you all. If you could write an anonymous note and put it into whatever you give me, whether it's a purse or a makeup kit, or if it's a rolling bag or a backpack, if you put a note in that anonymously saying, something simple like quotes to a song that you like, to a poem that you like, or a poem from a scripture that you like, or just gentle words that say, look, sister, I am with you. I wish you all the best. This bag served me well, and I expect that it will do the same for you. That brings such joy to the person who gets it. It would really surprise you. I wish I could have people sometimes. I need to film this actually, because it's happened so many times where I've given a woman a purse and she walks away and comes back to me and says, oh, someone left this in there, a letter. And I said, no, that's for you. And they walk away and they read that letter and the tears. It's undescribable. When they know somebody cares, somebody gives a damn. It's not just that you gave the bag, but you letting them know why you gave it and giving it with such heart. It goes further than I can even begin to tell you. Sorry.
No, yeah. Oh, Oh, Candy, you're just such an amazing woman in the work that you're doing, and we're just so grateful that we get to be involved. And now I'm thinking about a couple bags that I already have set aside that I kind of
Thank
want to
you.
just share the little story because one of the bags was a bag that was given to my mother from a
Oh,
patient. So
oh,
that's kind of the thing. Like whenever I think about giving away clothes, I always think that somebody else wants it.
yeah,
That somebody else will love it just as much, and so it's like an
yes,
extension of maybe not, I don't want to say identity, but of goodwill, and
yes,
and that even this like something that's so simple of a handbag, to never take it for granted because it's not
right.
simple at all in any way, shape, or form. It
No, they
really
really
isn't.
do symbolize who we are.
Absolutely.
And when a woman gives away her handbag, because a lot of times women don't give away handbags, they hold on to them.
Yep.
I mean, because remember, a handbag, you don't have to fit
Investment
into it.
pieces.
Right. And you don't have to
Yeah.
fit into it, right?
Yes.
Clothing, you'll hold on to that clothes from when you were size 4, but now you're size 8. You can't fit into it. You're going to have to give it away. A
Yep.
handbag, you don't have to worry. You can use that year after year. You can wait a minute because the style will come back in. It may come back in a different color, but that same style is going to come back in. So you can hold on to your handbag and pass it on to your daughter, pass it on to a niece, pass it on to a co-worker or whoever. But so when a woman actually gives up a handbag, she's really giving up a heart. She's really giving up a heart. That's how I see that. So
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time, Candy, and we really look forward to helping you. And just a few things, just logistic wise, so everybody knows. Empowered Gifts is, of course, a 501c3 nonprofit, so all tax or all donation tax deductible.
yes,
So that's one. And then two, as a thank you, both Gazelle Pilates and Empowered Gifts is collaborating with a little thank you pin. And each bag will have also an Empowered Gifts little cute pin inside every bag as kind of a signature, just to kind of help support the organization. And we will be collecting handbags all through the month of September. So please clean out your closets, write those beautiful notes of
yes.
inspiration,
Thank
and
you.
we're gonna definitely stay connected with Candy, of course, because number one, she's my buddy.
That's true.
Number two, she's doing the work, but she's doing the work. So anything that we can do to support her, we will. So
Yeah.
thank you as a
Thank you so much.
community. And then Candy, if you have any closing words, please.
Yeah. I just want you to know that whatever you give us, it's appreciated. And whatever you give us, it's turned around and given to another woman. That's whether she's on the street or living in a shelter or just marginalized that come to me looking for help with jobs or what have you. She gets a bag. Just know that it's appreciated, even though the person isn't there to say thank you. It is appreciated. And from me, from my heart, I say thank you so much for even being willing to want to give us and to trust us to give it to someone else.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Candy. And then, yeah, so you can learn more about her organization at empoweredgifts.org. All the newsletter information will have the details and how you can reach out to her if you have any questions.
Yes.
So, yes, thank you so much.
Thank
And that's
you.
that.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you, Candy.
Okay.
Bye.